Who created Bitcoin? Okay, great question. I don't know. What is the most reasonable story? Well, first of all, so Bitcoin in October of 2008, something like that, the Bitcoin white paper was published from an email address from someone called Satoshi Nakamoto to a cypherpunk group. And famously, the Genesis block of Bitcoin actually had in it a front page headline from the Times newspaper. It was quoting Chancellor on brink of second bailout. So very clear reference from the creator of Bitcoin to the fragility of the existing banking system. And like, what's a bailout? And why is a central bank even in existence? Not That's not going to answer this question, but these are the things you need to look into. So who created Bitcoin? I don't know. Could it be one person? Could it be a group of people? Maybe. But does it matter? I think is a better question. Does it matter if no one knows who created Bitcoin? And in my strong opinion is no, it doesn't matter. Now, yes, it's true that Satoshi, whoever he, she, they were, they've got 1 million Bitcoin sitting in an address somewhere. Like, on paper, they're one of the richest people in the world. Like, how has that Bitcoin never moved? It's absolutely mad. And there's this guy called Craig Wright. He claimed to be the founder of Bitcoin. He's been taken to court. He's a complete fraud. But if he was the founder and if he did create it, all he had to do was move that Bitcoin. Because in the Bitcoin space, we have this phrase, not your keys, not your coins. And in some ways, this is one of the beauties of it, right? It is digital property rights. If you don't have the key, you cannot move the Bitcoin. It doesn't matter what a lawyer says. It doesn't matter what a government says. It doesn't matter what your best mate says. It doesn't matter what some dead person's will says. Like, if you don't have the keys, you cannot move the Bitcoin, which means it's not your Bitcoin. So is the wallet of Satoshi ever going to move? Like, is everyone ever going to move it? Maybe. If they did, what does it mean? Well, would the network continue to function as designed? Would it continue to store value to send and receive value for people? Yes, it would. And therefore, I don't think it would actually matter that much. Now, yes, there is an extraordinary story here, right? Can it be the case that the future of global money was created by someone who was so aware and so, like, in some ways it's the most selfless thing a human has ever done, to create this much value for this many other people, throw it out in the world, and then disappear, to take no credit. Like, that is the most selfless thing I think I've ever seen. And what's cool about it is then the characteristic of that, or the influence of that, runs so deep through Bitcoin itself. And when I look at people who've adopted this thing in a major way, aka Bitcoiners, who I've met, many of them now, and I would consider myself one too, the type of person, the way that their mindset has evolved as a result of using Bitcoin, it's embedded in that selflessness. It's quite extraordinary. Anyway, I'll keep that one short. Who created Bitcoin? I don't know. And actually, frankly, I don't care any longer, because in my strong opinion, the network will continue to do exactly what it says it does, even if we found out. Yes, okay, fine. There might be some kind of attack vector. Like, if there was a CEO, there'd be a far higher risk. All they got to do, like recently, an example being Telegram. Telegram, supposedly this private messaging app. And before you know it, the founders in France and the French government are like, "Oh, we don't like people being able to send stuff online that we can't monitor or we can't change. We're going to put you in prison, or you're going to have to change how your business works." You cannot do that with Bitcoin, right? It's like a headless beast that you can't chop the head off. So what are you going to do about it? It makes it very, very well defended, I think, is a good point. So yeah, okay, who created Bitcoin? Don't know. And actually, I definitely care. I'd love to find out. But I don't think it matters all that much.